So talking about changes, so there is another change that we haven't discussed, is increasing the 5-year route to a 10-year route. Now, how do you see that? Because I heard a couple of years ago there was a talk that the 10-year route should not exist.
Yeah.
And now we're introducing.
I think it's overkill. And I think for nationality, sure.
Yeah.
Increase the period because again, let's compare it to the rest of the world. If you go to the US, it takes ages to get a green card. You know, probably even longer to get a passport. If you go to Germany, again, 8 to 10 years, easy.
It's the cost,
right?
That it involves.
It's the cost. That's it. So they've got to get a balance, right? You can't say to somebody you've got to stay here for 10 years, right? Which is going to cost you, 50, 60,000 pounds if you're a small family, right? For those 5 years.
What is it, like £5,000 per application
per application per person, right? It's crazy amounts of money.
And if you're not doing it yourself and you're hiring a
and then again, we talk about let's talk about benefits Britain, right? Your average white man or your local British person, when do they have 10, 20, 30,000 pounds saved up
to pay? Yeah.
Do you and I have 20, 30,000 pounds saved up?
No.
Right? Imagine an immigrant family that is here, that is already contributing, is paying taxes like you and I are paying taxes, but on top of that is paying for the healthcare.
Yeah.
And every 2 or 3 years is going to have to apply for these visas to renew, and is going to have to pay for the healthcare, and is going to have to pay for the visa application fees, and potentially has to use a lawyer, and is going to have to pay 15, 20,000 pounds. Right?
That's a lot and that's every 3 years for 10 years.
It's madness. So no, I don't agree with it. We've had there's a lot of conversation about what is actually going to happen, right? Because this is just a white paper. It's just suggestions. It's not law yet. But I went to a conference last week of other lawyers, and there was a discussion around what's actually going to happen, what's not going to happen. And we think that it's definite that the 10-year route will come in on the skilled worker. There's a very high degree of possibility it's going to happen on the skilled worker route. It's not going to happen for spouses of British people, for example. It's quite likely going to happen on the skilled worker route, but then they're talking about reductions based on your contributions.
Okay.
What are those contributions? Is it charity work? Is it, signing up to national service? Or is it more likely going to be your contributions to taxes, right? National insurance contributions and salary. So someone on a salary of 100K, for example, may be able to qualify in 5 years, but somebody on a salary of 30K is going to take 10 years. It may be that. We don't know, so there's a big disclaimer there. I don't know whether it's going to be that, but this is me guessing. Right? Okay. When they talk about contributions, what do they mean? I think it means financial contributions.
Busy times, stressful times,
stressful time for businesses. And I think, as a business owner, I think we're constantly having it's every 6 months we're having to navigate something or the other, and then
somebody like me. For me, I've just decided I'm not going to make that application again.
Yeah. The sponsor license application,
If I have to hire people to work online, I'll hire them to work online.
Yeah.
But I won't go through that.
It is, yeah, exactly. And it's because it's stressful, and it is, like you said, it's an aggressive, we don't want you here. And like I said, that filters through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So previously is we want people, so nobody's getting a check. Right? Nobody's getting a check. Everyone's getting a free pass. A law firm could say, I want 70 carers, and sure,
you can have it.
You can have it. But it's that shift now where we're saying we're aggressive and we're going to be carrying out checks. That will change at some point. Again, we'll come to a point in a few years' time where the economy is going to be suffering, and they're going to and the business, the various industries are going to come up, and they're going to lobby, and they're going to say, we need.
I can think of so many, like restaurants, cafes, bars, where you need these people.
You need these
people. And they're not high skilled workers.
And one of the suggestions in the white paper is that they're going to introduce a requirement for businesses to train up local people. Now, again, what does that look like? Does that mean every care home has to have like a training policy in place for training up, or do they have to have an apprenticeship program? What do they have to have?
Exactly. And who's going to pay for that?
And who's going to pay for that? And how is a small business going to do that? How is a small business who has 5-10 employees going to have an apprenticeship program or a training program? Or is it going to be limited to just the larger employers to carry out for the whole of the industry? But why would the larger employers do that for the whole industry?
They won't. They wouldn't.
Right? Because there are certain industries that rely heavily on overseas workers.
Yeah.
Care sector, industry, the construction sector, the hospitality sector, they all rely on it.
Yeah.
Tech sector, sciences, realistically, all of them.
Yeah.
Right?
No, how are you going to cater? I mean, we saw what happened with the lorry drivers.
It's not the responsibility of the industry.
Yeah.
This is and the government likes to shift responsibility. Like the right to work, rent checks and the right to work checks. It's all the employer's responsibility. You guys have to do it. You have to do the policing. You have to check whether somebody's got the right to work or somebody can rent.
But they turned up to work. We don't have 3 days or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it's their job. They've got to check these things, right? And they've got to introduce a training structure for people and identify, our sciences, our industry, maybe universities need to be offering scholarships to students who are going to be studying biomedicine. That's a way of doing it, because education is incredibly expensive, not just for overseas,
for locals, yeah.
For locals, right?
Yeah.
There's a huge drop in people going to university because it's simply not worth carrying that kind of debt anymore, is there?
It's to compare. When I graduated, I had to pay back £12,000 or £13,000,
and now that's
£45,000.
Yes, 40, and that's for local students. Imagine, can you imagine? And so they talk. It's talk, but there's other ways of doing things.
Right.